Hey, it's Gabe with API Nation. Today I'm going to show you how you can get your leads from Ramsey Solutions into kvCORE automatically. Along with the API Nation sync, we're also going to be using another tool, Mailparser.io. So we're going to set up Mailparser.io to receive the email notification about the lead, and there's an integration there that'll put it right into a spreadsheet, which can sync it into the CRM. The first step to setting up this automation is going to be creating a spreadsheet where all your leads are going to land. So we're going to open up a page here. In the address bar, you can actually just use this helpful little shortcut. It's spreadsheets.new. And if you type that in there, it's just going to create a new Google Sheet for you automatically. So there we go. It just takes you to a brand new, fresh Google Sheet. And we're going to call this New Leads from Mailparser. And then we're just going to put in header rows for information we expect from a lead. So stuff like first name, last name, email, phone, message, address, city, state, zip, and anything else you think might be coming over with your leads that you're going to want synced in eventually to your CRM. But this looks good to me. This is all the information I typically want. So now that we have this spreadsheet, we're going to go over to Mailparser.io to set up that part. Next, we're going to go to Mailparser.io, and this is a separate tool from API Nation, but I find it's really useful. What it does is those emails you get, those lead notification emails with all the information about a lead that you get, you have them sent or you automatically forward them to an email address that Mailparser is going to give you. And Mailparser is going to be able to pull out the relevant information, the name, the message, the address, the phone, the email, all that stuff, and you can have it put into a spreadsheet. So that's what we're going to do here. And if you go to the pricing page on Mailparser, you'll see there is a free account. So that's what we would use to get started. If you're getting more than 30 leads a month, or you want to do this with other apps, then consider going up to the professional version. But just to get started, we're going to go with the free version. And once you set it up, it's going to look like this. Create your first inbox. So you're going to hit this button, go ahead and name the inbox, and you can name it something as normal as leads. You can name it after the service where the leads are coming from, whatever's going to be most helpful for you. Hit save, and there we go. It's created your email address for your inbox. And this email address, you need to do one of two things. One, you can either go to the lead service, the lead generation service, and give it this email address as a second place to send those lead notification emails. You can do that, or you can set up a rule in your inbox, your Gmail, your Outlook, whatever you're using, so that any emails you get from your lead service automatically get forwarded to this email address. Either way, those lead notification emails you're getting need to somehow get sent to this email address. That's very important. So once you go and do that, the next thing it's asking you to do is send over some examples of what kind of emails you're expecting from your lead generation service. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm just going to copy this to clipboard. I'm going to go over to my email inbox and forward over a couple emails. And you're going to see it's waiting for those examples to arrive. And as soon as those examples arrive, it's going to say, good news, we got your emails. So now you're going to hit select and continue to set up the parsing rules. So on this page, you're going to see some information here. It's going to show you the information about the example email, and you're going to come over here to this template area. So first, we're going to choose a category. And for the Ramsey Solutions leads, you might think real estate, but here in Mailparser, they're actually going to be under insurance leads. So you're going to click on that. And then after a bit, you'll see it automatically selects the template that it recognizes fits those emails you sent over from Ramsey Solutions. So that's it, you're ready to go. You can go ahead and click start with this template. So I can go ahead and just click start with this template. Once you do that, it's going to give you a congratulations message, you did it. Go ahead and hit OK. And then it's going to start putting in those emails after they're parsed here so that you can go in and see that leads information whenever you want. So great, we've now set up the email parsing. The emails are getting forwarded to Mailparser. Mailparser is pulling out the relevant information. Our next step is to connect Mailparser to Google Sheets. So to do that, I'm going to hit integrations, and then we're going to click new integrations. And Mailparser gives you a lot of good options here as far as integrating, including a webhook, a generic webhook, which we have a separate video if you want to connect Mailparser to your app using a generic webhook. Super helpful if your app doesn't have a connection to Google Sheets like some of these CRMs. But we're going to use Google Sheets because API Nation does connect to a lot of CRMs using Google Sheets. So I'm going to use this Google Sheet integration, and these are set up per inbox. So only this one inbox is going to get this integration. If you have multiple inboxes for different lead sources, maybe you have Realtor CA, maybe you have Op City, maybe you have another one, all different inboxes, you're going to need to set up different integration for each of those inboxes. So let me just do this for this one. You can choose your Google account. I've connected Gabe at API Nation. If I haven't, I would hit add account and go ahead and sign in, but I've connected in the past, so it's just going to serve it up. All right, the app is now connected. It's refreshed the page with that connection, and it's asking me to choose the spreadsheet. So I'm going to hit this drop down, and we're looking for this spreadsheet we created at the beginning, new leads from Mailparser. So I'm going to click on the drop down, and this is alphabetical. So I'm just going to scroll down to N for new, LMN. There it is, new leads from Mailparser. So I'm going to click on that. And then it's going to ask for the worksheet, which is just going to be the first page because that's where we created it. Sheet 1, it chooses it automatically. Great. Last thing to do here to make this connection is the field mapping. These are the columns in Google Sheets we created earlier, and it's going to offer us some stuff from the email. So we're going to put first name there. We're going to see if there's a last name. It doesn't look like there is a last name with this lead, so we're going to skip that. We're going to put in email. We're going to put in phone. We're going to put in message, and just go through and map this up. Super easy. There we go, state and zip. And again, if you're getting additional information with your leads that you want added in here, just be sure to create columns in your spreadsheet for that information. So if it's something like second email address, second phone number, buyer, seller, any of that information, just make a column for it, name it something you're going to understand. And then when you go through and do the mapping in Mailparser, it's going to offer it to you, and you can just map it up with the stuff it's pulling out of the email. That's it. I'm going to hit save and test. It's going to send over that lead into my Google Sheet. Send test data. Great. There we go. Looks like it worked. So now my Mailparser inbox is taking every lead I send to it and putting it in a Google Sheet. That's great. Awesome to have that backed up. Okay, and the final thing we have to do is connect that Google Sheet to kvCORE so that the leads coming in through Mailparser that it's putting on the Google Sheet also get synced right into kvCORE. So to do that, we're going to go to apination.com and click on Start Syncing. See a ton of different apps, marketing apps, productivity apps, real estate apps, including Google Sheets. So I'm going to click on Google Sheets, and then I'm going to click on kvCORE. We're going to make a connection between the two of those. There it is. And you can see there's a few different options: Google Sheets into kvCORE, Google Sheet Note into kvCORE, and kvCORE into Google Sheets. We're going to do this one, Google Sheets into kvCORE, activate that sync. And the first step is to sign into your API Nation account. If you don't have one, you can create one using this link, or you can sign in with your Google account. I'm going to do that. And now we're going to connect Google Sheets. So we're going to hit connect on Google Sheets. It's going to have us choose our Google account where we saved that Google Sheet from Mailparser, and allow. Similar thing with kvCORE, we're going to hit connect. We'll sign into our kvCORE account, and that makes the connection for this sync. Okay, now we're going to set up this connection. So it's asking, do we want to sync Google Sheet person to kvCORE person? That's correct. We're going to sync people over contacts. We're not syncing notes. The first thing is we need that URL from the spreadsheet. So let's go back to that spreadsheet we created at the beginning. New leads from Mailparser. We're going to grab the URL here, hit Control C or Command C to copy, go back to API Nation and hit Control V or Command V to paste it in here. Now you're going to choose if you want to overwrite the information in kvCORE. Because these are leads, there's probably very little chance you're going to be overwriting anything. These are new people, but you can go ahead and check this box if you want, just in case maybe an established lead submits their information and you want to make sure they're not overwriting their original record. So now we've created this sync. This all looks good. This is exactly what we expect. There's just a couple things to look at here. One is the filter. If you click on the filter, you can see you can filter based on those fields coming over from that spreadsheet. We don't really want to filter anything because we're just trying to get leads in there. So I'm just going to hit no filter. And the final thing is the mapping. So we're going to come down here. We need the first name. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. It's going to load up those fields. I'm going to pop in the first name. I could also use the full name. So I can put first name, space, last name if I wanted to do that. And then I'm going to put the last name in here. You can see email and phone found their way to the correct ones. If I want to put the phone in the cell phone, I can do that also. Maybe I want to put message in the note area. That could be helpful. And then I'm just going to map up this address. Address, city, state, and zip. Perfect. And then zip. Perfect. And then the last thing is the source. If you want to specify the source, you can type it in here. Absolutely. And then another thing is the source. If you want to specify the source where this lead is coming from, you can type it in here. You can just type realtor. You can just type realtor.ca. And then finally, if you want to come down here to hashtags, and if you want to give it a hashtag, you can absolutely do that. You can hashtag it as hot. You can hashtag it as new, whatever the hashtags are that kind of trigger the campaigns in kvCORE. So this looks good. I'm going to go to this hop and activate this sync. So there we go. That's it. So that's it. That's how you get the leads from Ramsey Solutions into kvCORE. There's no uploading, importing, exporting, none of that stuff. Just set it up so the lead goes right into Mailparser. Mailparser will put it in that connected Google Sheet so that it shows up in kvCORE. When you open, you can follow up and start creating those deals. If you have any questions or need any assistance setting up this sync, give us a phone call, shoot us an email. We're API Nation, and we're connecting the world's applications.